Greetings everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we're dealing with another piece of G4G news. Even though this one is game specific, I'm going to really consider it more news. It's not actually an active game. As you can see in front of you, we are sitting at the Marvel Heroes Omega login screen on the PC. And unfortunately the game is gone. So if you've been following what's been happening with Marvel Heroes, is that several weeks ago Disney said we are breaking our relationship with Gazillion. Marvel Heroes is no longer available. Tough titties. Game is over. Now, believe it or not, the console community was in far more of an uproar than the PC community. Mostly because the game was much newer on the console. So PS4 and Xbox One got this game as free to play, just like the PC. I think over the summer, maybe June-ish, July-ish. I know a lot of people who used to play Marvel Avengers Alliance gravitated to this game. I had a few people that were thrilled when it came out on console. And, I used to play the game quite a bit in the day. I was always a very big proponent of the game. I was always a big proponent of the game's currency and how money flowed in this game. I had a lot of characters. I had several 60s. Never really raided because I wasn't part of a whatever this game calls as a clan or a guild. Strike Team, Strike Force, Happy Meal, Burger King. I don't remember. I know I've seen it a few times. Super Group, Elite, Super Strike Force, Monkey Force, Balgo. I don't remember. I do remember the vendor in the game. And, so I was never part of that. I did have some friends who played, including a former WoW guildmate of mine. He's still a guildmate. He's just stopped playing WoW. He played Psylocke in raids, and apparently he was using the Lady Mandarin costume. I was like, dude, that is the worst costume for her. But so in the console community, players were really clamoring for their money, and deservedly so. The game's life on the console was very short-lived. And if you have people who were really waiting to play this game, because maybe they didn't have a PC that could really handle it, or the PC was often taken up by other people, and the console was kind of the way to go, they were very excited about it, and they dove right in. Now, one of the things that sucked right at the beginning is that it was not a mirror of the PC version. It was, essentially like back in time to a certain degree. They didn't have all the heroes, didn't have all the outfits and everything, and I think that was step one of the end over here, was that it wasn't a mirror image, so of course you had a bit of disparity between the two. So here's one of my original videos. This was me playing Emma Frost way back in the day. One of my first fairly high-level characters that I had in the game, and I really liked Emma. I never went with like any of her super nudie outfits, but she definitely had them. I mean, there was one where she was basically naked. But I really liked Emma Frost. Liked her trees at the time, especially Omega Telepath. And she had, I think it was under Hellfire Mistress, she had the mind control. And it was great to be like running around with a giant dinosaur. And they didn't even really shrink the summons very much. I mean, not the summons, the mind controls. I mean, you could have some giant-ass mind controls as Emma. And never really used her diamond body form nearly as much. I did not really play her as a tank so much as I played her as ranged psychic DPS. And, buffed the summons. Those were really where I featured in. And as you can see, this is the original early plot where it's like Black Cat who comes out and the bank and everything. So what's the news? Well, the news coming in over the last day is that both Sony and Microsoft have given refunds to the console players. Now, for the PlayStation 4, you are getting refunds if you have played anything in or have paid for anything. Look at that, an Eternity Splinter and an Epic Black Cat medal. If you paid for anything in the last 90 days. So that's pretty good. It's actually a solid 30 days more than when Marvel Avengers Alliance went under. Marvel Avengers Alliance really took care of people over 30 days, and people had to push if they were 60 days. Here, Sony is going for 90, and in all honesty, that's really good. I think 90 is pretty generous. But wait, there's more. If you order Marvel Heroes Omega now on the Microsoft Xbox One, you get a total of all of your money back. Yes, that's right, folks. You can believe what you were hearing. Order now for the low, low cost of just shipping and handling. You get all your fucking money back if you played on the PlayStation. So, excuse me, the Xbox. So if you were playing this on the Xbox One and you spent money on the game, Microsoft is going back and refunding everything. Now, when you think Sony's 90 days is great, how about everything? When has anybody done this? And it's not even the software people who is doing it. This isn't Gazillion. This is the platform that it's running on. Amazing. I mean, totally Overwatch amazing. Right off the fucking screen at you. I mean, that is kudos to Microsoft on this one. That is an absolute joy to hear. However, we certainly would like to hear Gazillion say that. But, look, I'll be honest. I think Microsoft is extreme. That is like the generosity of 1,000 suns on that one. I mean, 90 days on the PlayStation, I think is good. And I would probably be extremely thrilled on that. Because if you go back 3 months, so you've got November, October, September. So to the beginning of September, that's pretty decent. I feel like that's just about half the life of the game over here. I mean, Christ, if World of Warcraft did that over here, that would be about 6.5 years worth of subs that they'd be repaying if Blizzard did that for WoW. So that's honestly incredible. But to hear everything, man, Microsoft knocking it out of the park. They didn't just knock it out of the park. They knocked it out of the park. It went across the river, landed in a city across the river, rolled for another mile, fell down in the sewer where the It Clown was. The It Clown was like, no, that's not really fair, and stuck it out of the sewer and said, hey, little boy, do you want this baseball? And gave him the baseball and then went away and went back to Itville in the sewer. That's what Microsoft did on this. That's extraordinary to hear something like that. Now, it is, of course, like we said, really, really sad that it's not coming from Gazillion. And you gotta wonder what Microsoft is doing on the background. They've probably sent a Mafia hit squad to Gazillion's headquarters and been like, hi, it's Microsoft. Hello? We're literally refunding people hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Hello? You guys have cost us about $50,000 over here. We know you're in there. We hear you abusing young women. Come on. Open up. We're not going anywhere. Like, that's probably what Microsoft is doing. So, if you've been following the side news on this, why is Disney and Gazillion having this? Like, what are they doing here? Well, chances are there's a few reasons. Now, the original CEO of Gazillion, Brevik, I believe his name was, that's probably when the game was at its absolute height on the PC. I mean, as you can see, it's a Diablo-esque game. It's Diablo-esque, but you got to play as your favorite iconic Marvel characters. It dealt with the MCU. It dealt with the X-Men side. It dealt with the Fantastic Four up until a point, which apparently they deleted the Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer at one point, which I didn't know until the last video on this. But I mean, and it was so nice to see them continue to work outside the MCU, like Beast. Beast is a semi-recent addition to the game. It's nice to see them do it. Sure, I would have liked some other subgenres in Marvel showing up, like the Runaways. Like Molly Hayes could have been hysterical in this, although I would imagine her moveset would be fairly limited. Throw things, punch things, drink some coffee, try not to fall asleep. But some other Runaways, maybe Chase could have done some things. Carolina definitely could, or Carolina, according to the Runaway show, could have done some things. But I mean, it was a fun game, and I absolutely love the economy of the game. Always stuck up for it. But that guy was gone, and then the new CEO took over, and that's where some problems kick in. He kind of had a proclivity for females of the younger age variety. And there is a blog that, if you Google his name, there is a blog that was written by one of his wives, and the wife is she basically paints a picture of a guy who can talk himself out of anything, excuse and con his way out of any situation, and like she could tell he was still just really into that, just really into like younger girls in an unhealthy way. I mean, we're not talking about the line from Dazed and Confused. That's what I love about these high school chicks. I keep getting older. They keep staying the same age. All right. I mean, he's like pretty Quagmire-ish, this guy. And she saw the signs, but she kept hoping it would get better. And then she gets pregnant through him and miscarries, which is, of course, ridiculously emotional. It's bad. And there is probably a good chance that those proclivities went further at Gazillion. And he may have probably hit on people he shouldn't have been hitting on. And in the light of recent happenings out there in the world of the United States, where you have the accusations mounting against Trump and Al Franken, and of course everything that's happening in Hollywood. You got the Kevin Spacey things and the Weinstein stuff. You have the former NRG manager, which I've covered on this channel, and I need to look into and see how that's progressing. Disney probably was like, you know what, this is a really good time to get the fuck out of here. If things come around to this CEO, and this gets revealed in the wake of basically everybody revealing everything that ever happened to them in life, people are going to be like, Disney, why are you associating with this person? And that's probably when they went, okay, we're done. Why they couldn't tell Gazillion, can you guys get a new CEO in here? Can you, like, punt this guy and get somebody who isn't interested in sites like 18weare18.com or something like that? I don't know. Or why Gazillion couldn't think of that internally. I don't know, but whatever the reason is, Disney is obviously done with Gazillion. I mean, it is conjecture as to why they are ending the relationship, but there certainly is a high chance that the current CEO's very dark background issues... Why did I leave that chest up there? I hope I plan on going back to that chest at some point. I don't know what I'm doing here. No, I think I'm about ready to leave without having got that chest. I'm an idiot. Apparently, I was an idiot several years ago and didn't get that chest. Who knows why Disney is doing it? We'll probably never know. It could be that the reviews on Steam, which was shipping Marvel Heroes on the PC, even though you could get it from their own site, were starting to go down. I feel as if the PC version kind of got neglected at times for the console. Although part of when I felt that way, the game was actually getting ready to die. So part of that opinion can probably be discounted slightly, but yeah, we unfortunately bid a fond farewell to Marvel Heroes Omega, the same way we did with Marvel Avengers Alliance, Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, Marvel Avengers Alliance Tactics, hopefully Contest of Champions. Nah, I kid. Some people are like, okay guys, Marvel Future Fight is next. I'm going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to say no is because Netmarble recently bought out Kabam, the people who do Contest of Champions. So I don't think Netmarble's going anywhere, and Contest of Champions, if you look, is considered some of the most profitable free-to-play games on the related app stores, be it iOS or Android, Google Play on Android. It rakes in a lot of money, even more than MFF, so sadly I don't think COC is going anywhere. I fucking wish it would. I think they're greedy bastards, and I'm so tired of the duplicates in that game. I really hope Marvel Future Fight doesn't go anywhere. I really don't. That game consumes a lot of time now, and is definitely part of my daily routine, if not part of my daily routine on several occasions. And I don't want to be stuck with DC Legends United. Like, you know, Marvel Future Fight really needs to survive. I liked Marvel Avengers Alliance 1, obviously. Liked Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, despite the complaints. I was fine with that game. Fuck Tactics, though. Fuck it right, and it's goat ass. I hated Tactics. I think the PvP was ridiculous in that game, and utterly stupid that you could be farmed by high-level players, and the only thing you could do is pay the game for protection. And I had a Filipino guy in my sector that people routinely complained to this guy, like, could you please stop farming me? I can't even, like, get out of the base, because every time it rebuilds, you run it to the ground. And the guy his attitude was like, so what? You're all my cattle. I'm literally farming you because I can. And it's people like that that absolutely ruin Tactics. And I even had a head start from playing the beta, but this guy had way too much of a head start and was a complete dick, and he made the game no fun, and it was laggy as shit. So fuck Tactics. I'm glad it died. Sorry if that offends people. I know Tactics had some fans, but I think MAA and MAA2 were far superior. I think Future Fight is far superior. Hell, I think even Contest of Champions is far superior to Tactics, but that's kind of apples to oranges. So, see ya, everybody. There's the news. If you played this on console, go get your money back, especially if you played it on Microsoft Xbox One. You will get all of your money back if you did it there. Us PC people were out, but then again, I don't feel bad. We had years with the game, and even if I did just pay for something recently, like, say, the Carnage pack, you know what? What was it? No more than $20. I'm fine. The game gave me many years of happiness and fun, many characters leveled, several 60s, you know, massive changes to the game and everything like that. It was even in the beta, so I'm not upset at losing the game in terms of a monetary position, but I am upset at losing the game, period. It was fun, so that's me signing off. Take care, everybody.